welcome to another episode of Scottish Football Matters with myself, Murray, and my good friend Lorenzo.
Hiya.
This week we're going to have a little discussion about the Kasper Schmeichel injury situation, the next Celtic manager search, which I think is starting to ramp up with a bit of interest from a few candidates, and we'll do this weekend's preview and predictions of the 6 games in the SPFL, which should take us up to the international break, so the last one, thankfully. Yep, so how's things, mate? You all good?
Yep, good. Just a wee bit of housekeeping, just to let folk know, obviously, if you like our podcast, please make sure to hit like and subscribe. We want to get to as many subscribers as possible. We're trying to grow the channel. But apart from that, yeah, I'm all right, mate.
Yep.
Looking forward to the weekend's games. It will be the last, obviously, until the after the international break. But yeah, looking forward to it.
Yep. So obviously the big news this week was obviously Kasper Schmeichel's impromptu announcement that he's out for 10 months to a year, which he decided to announce on TV. But
yeah,
these things happen. But I'm not going to say it's a blow for Celtic because he's not number one at the moment anyway, but I think it's a blow for him personally. At his age, obviously if he misses out in the World Cup, that's likely to be the last international tournament he was ever going to get, and potentially this, he might not play again.
That's it. He might not
at the top level anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Now, don't get me wrong. I mean, we know Craig Gordon's went on to 43, but he was a player who missed nearly 4 years with injury. So
yeah,
I don't think he's really a 43, if you get what I mean, because of the amount of times he missed.
I know.
But Schmeichel didn't really have that, so I think it's unfortunate for him. But I think the whole thing's been handled a bit iffy, shall we say.
Not very good.
And I don't want to blame anyone because I think you could take a pop at everyone. Like, I don't think it should be announced on a TV channel.
No, I think Celtic should have been announcing it.
I think how Celtic have sort of maybe managed his injury situation maybe is not the best. I think if we're going to be fair on that one. And also just, everything about it just didn't seem very, very professional.
No, what I didn't like about it also was the fact that when he was getting interviewed by his father and Micah Richards, he did not mention Celtic once.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't see the line of questioning, so it might have started with, are you going to be okay for like the Denmark games coming up? So I don't know how, I didn't hear the whole thing. So if the line of questioning had started that way, I can understand why his answer might have been more focused on Denmark.
Yeah.
So I think without knowing the whole conversation, I think it's difficult to be too critical because we don't know what the question was.
Yeah, I know.
Do you get what I mean now, that though? Because if it was a direct question about Denmark and about the World Cup and the World Cup playoffs,
I know.
Then I can understand why Celtic didn't get mentioned. But if it's
a
question about his career, I still think he could have put in a comment that, I'm going to miss a really important run in. And, but to be fair, what I would say about the guy is he was back at training today doing coaching with McGovern, who's your goalkeeper coach, isn't he?
Yeah.
So, fair play. That shows. So it's not like he's just chucked it.
I know, I get that, but
so I think today might have rebuilt a wee bit in some people's minds.
I don't hate the guy. Obviously, I don't hate him, but I just think it could have been handled a bit better than what it has been.
But I think you could argue that the club haven't exactly handled it brilliantly either. But that
No,
doesn't really surprise me because everyone at Celtic seems to be a wee bit scattergun. I mean, it's like you don't really seem to have a great structure there. I mean, you've got a manager who's trying his best to hold it all together and a decent captain. But beyond that, everything else is just a bit leadershipless. That's a word.
Yeah, I don't know if that's
if it isn't, I'm putting it in the dictionary. You're leadershipless. Leadershipless.
Yeah.
But no, but I think that you'd have to have a good question about the medical team though, who have been allowing him to play and play so badly when he
That's
can't.
another thing, yeah. The Hibs game as
You
well.
know.
He shouldn't have played in the Hibs game. He definitely shouldn't have played in the Stuttgart game.
Well, not
You
just
see
that,
it when you watch
can,
it, you know.
You can make a comment about most of the season.
Well,
This
that as
hasn't
well.
just been something. This hasn't been something that's just come up in March. You know, this has been all season. I mean,
he's had the injury since the cup final before the cup final last season.
You know, you have to question. I mean, when Celtic, you know, at the start of the season had a pre-season, why weren't they saying, you know, this is a big thing and it's a World Cup year?
But then he might have been going like that. But he might have been going, well, I'm actually. They might have asked him, and he might, you know, the usual with players. They go, oh, I'm all right. I'm able to play. I'm fine. You know.
And it may have been the fact it was a World Cup year, and maybe he was just thinking, I can just, you know, take the pills and take the injections. And get through it. I mean, I remember Barry Ferguson had a rib issue for about 3 or 4 months, and he just kept taking painkiller injections before the game, and you're just like, you know, and then everyone was wondering why, like, wasn't he jumping up right and wasn't he doing things right, and you're just like, well, I could no wonder. But players are stupid at the end of the day, but they've only got one career, so I can't really blame them for trying to get through to a last World Cup. But I suppose he's not a player that hasn't been to a World Cup. Do you know what I mean? I could understand that from somebody.
He's been to plenty.
Do you know what I mean? And I don't know. It hasn't. I just don't think it's came across very professional from anyone.
No.
And I'm not really criticising Celtic, but I am criticising the Celtic medical team. If you get what I mean, that department of they've got a lot to answer for on how they've let that go on so long.
Apparently, Schmeichel obviously said in the interview that he only found out the other day about the extent of the injury. So Martin O'Neill had come out previous to that saying that he was back in training, he could get back in contention. So maybe Martin O'Neill
was just ill. According to Martin O'Neill.
I know. Apparently, Martin O'Neill maybe didn't know about it, and he's only just found out the same as obviously Kasper. I don't know,
but he won't want to be finding things out second hand.
No, well, I know,
and especially with him because he's old school. Do you know what I mean? He's the sort that he's the sort of manager that you want to know everything, you want to understand everything that's happening in the club. But
he's
to
like
me,
Brian
it's just,
Clough-esque.
It's one of those things though that I don't think it's a massive. Like, it's not an injury that you're going to go, oh, that's going to derail Celtic season because they've already made a change in goals.
Well, I was wanting Sonny Salo to stay in for the rest of the season anyway. So
and I know people that prefer Duhan on the bench anyway, like over Schmeichel. So it's not even like, you know, because he's a fairly fine SPL keeper, isn't he?
He is, aye.
Like, you wouldn't be worried. I mean, I'm not saying you want to pitch him into a title race, but
no,
like.
Or even a cup game.
You wouldn't be massively concerned about throwing him in. Well, you would be. If you played the cup semi-final, you wouldn't be like, oh my God, we can't win it with him in goals. Of course you can win it.
No, I know.
He's played for Scotland, does he know?
Well, but has he? I don't know.
I think, did he not? Remember when we had a goalkeeping crisis?
Maybe he has then. Maybe just one
cap.
cap.
Sure he played a free. Just the one eye. But like, that's why you've got, you know, number 2s, number 3 keepers.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want Butland to get injured, but I know fine well that if he did, Liam Kelly's there. And
wasn't it long ago you were saying that you wanted Liam Kelly to leave?
Well, not for his own career. Not from a Rangers point of view. I want him to stay because he's a perfect number 2. But I felt like he could have been right in with a chance of playing for Scotland this summer. But instead, he probably won't go. Because he hasn't played enough minutes.
No. Well, that's why
somebody like Bain will probably go ahead of him, even though I don't think this is controversial to say, but I think Kelly's a much better keeper than Bain. But
I'm not going to comment on that.
Bain can justify going to a World Cup because he's played all season.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's the reason Bain left, to further his career.
And Liam Kelly did that once, and he made the right decision the first time. He went to Livingston, he went to Motherwell. He was one of the best keepers in the league out with, you know, the top few. Mm-hmm. But, you know, Rangers signed him on a better contract, didn't they? Because they need to they need to have that homegrown
the homegrown
quota
Scottish thing
for Europe,
Yep,
and
yep.
it's as simple as that. That's the only reason at Rangers, because he's getting paid more than he would at any other club.
That was the only reason Bain was at Celtic as well for the
It's
length
the
of
only
time he was
reason.
there.
It's the only reason Doohan's back at Celtic,
That's
because
it.
he could be playing at
Aberdeen where he was.
he could be
or
playing at
somewhere else.
any side in the mid to bottom
Yep.
SPL sort of level. But that's just life, innit? I mean, I'm sure he's not complaining when he gets his wages in.
No, but
So I'm sure
as
they
I
get a
said,
pretty penny.
but the Schmeichel thing, I mean, I'm a bit disappointed in how it's going to end for Kasper, if I'm honest.
Yeah, the fact that he won't get a goodbye, things like that. But maybe he can do something with, a testimonial or something. Like,
Testimonial, he's only been there for 2
no,
seasons.
but what I mean by that is somebody like McGregor or a Ralston or whoever
he could maybe play in that game.
Gets a testimonial. They might invite him to play, if you get what I mean, because that would give him an opportunity to get a send off and a more of a
goodbye, I suppose.
Less than competitive environment. But I mean, because that's just the way of it, isn't it? These things will happen for players. Yeah. I mean, James Tavernier's due a testimonial, but no one really knows if or when it will happen, because we all expect him to leave in the summer, but he does deserve a send off, if you know what I mean. Just in terms of he came up, from the Championship with us. He's all. I mean, say what you want about him, he can't defend for toffee, right? But his goals record and he
could take a penalty.
His ability to always be fit is admirable. Do you know what I mean? If you look at, I would argue that I don't think there's been a player in the SPL over the last 10 years that's played as much as him.
Yeah, probably.
McGregor's probably not far behind.
I'd say McGregor.
He's probably not far behind because he's had a couple of injuries.
Forrest, to a certain extent, maybe Forrest.
Well, Forrest has picked up injuries, hasn't he, over the years. But I'm just saying, though, he's always kept himself fit and he deserves a send-off, but he probably won't get one. because of the way... Yeah, just because of the way things go. He's out of contract and he'll just get released. That's football. It's a cynical world.
Aye. And quite a lot of the Rangers fans don't really like him anyway.
Although I think my opinion on that would change based on whether Rangers pick up a trophy. Because I think if it's a happy environment with a league win, I think they'll pencil something in.
You've only got the league, you can't win the cup now.
Oh, yeah. I know. We know. There's only one trophy that anyone really cares about in Scotland, though, let's be honest.
I know that.
You can win a cup any season. But I think that if Rangers do win the league, then he might get a testimonial. But I think if we don't, and it's another year of failure, I think he'll be ushered out.
So you don't even think he'll get a testimonial for being there that long?
No.
No.
But we'll see. But
the one. No, yeah. I know the one thing I wanted to move on to before we discuss the SPFL games, if you want to, at the moment, or we can leave it to the end. But was the exclusion of Harvey Barnes from the England squad, because obviously he was holding it for an England call and he ditched Scotland for that. So
it's not ditched Scotland. Let's be honest. He's an Englishman who wants to play for his country.
I know, I understand that, but he's obviously not getting picked.
Yeah, and he's not getting picked. And there's worse players in that squad than him.
There is.
He'll be disappointed because
he's had one cap in a friendly about 6 years ago.
His form probably merits being in that squad.
I would say so.
But I just wonder if there will be another U-turn.
Well, what I'm thinking, when I heard the news today, obviously when I saw it, I thought, what might happen is the only reason that we would call him back to Scotland is if we have a major crisis on the wings going into the World Cup.
We do, though. We do.
I know we do.
We've only got Ben Doak.
I know we do.
Who, let's be honest, is injury prone.
But so do you think, after being shafted twice by him, do you think Stevie Clarke will go back for him?
What I would do if I was Steve Clarke is I'd find out when England are naming their squad, right? And I'd name mine a day later. And I'd find out if he's in that. And if he's not in that, I'd make him a call and say this is a final
This is it.
final chance. If you say no now, there's never going to be another call. As long as Steve Clarke's manager.
You're talking about in terms of the World Cup squad for the 26 squad for the World Cup.
Yeah.
Aye, definitely.
Because let's be honest, right? We've got Ben Doak, right, who is a good, young, talented winger, right? But he's not at the level of Harvey Barnes yet.
No, of course not. But he is good.
Our backup to Ben Doak is a Rangers kid who's playing at Kilmarnock just now, who's played, 15 competitive games?
Uh-huh.
Our backup to that is Old Man Forrest.
Yeah. And they
by the way,
James.
has great experience.
Brilliant player.
But let's be honest, Harvey Barnes is a level above right now. I'm on about currently. I think Forrest has had a great career and has had moments where he's been flying at that level too.
Yeah.
And I think Ben Gannon Doak will have a great career. I also think Finlay Curtis will have a great career. They're just not ready yet. Whereas this boy is in his prime.
A lot of promise and a lot of
absolutely.
A lot of talent.
Absolutely. I'm not saying that, but and by the way, it's Doak's place to lose.
To lose.
Yeah. But I do agree with putting Curtis in this squad because I think it's a good idea to see, is there someone else who can, and I wouldn't even start Curtis at all. I'd be looking for Finlay Curtis to come off the bench after 70 minutes on both games and see if he can impact it. Because let's be honest, that's his only role at the World Cup would be if you're playing Haiti, right, and it's not going great or it's only, 1 each or 2-1 and you're looking for fresh legs and you're looking for that same energy that Ben Gannon Doak brings, then that's what Finlay Curtis's role would be. It's a 20-minute sub. He's not going to be starting games for Scotland. But what I would say, though, is Harvey Barnes is a different matter. If he's in that team, he's starting.
Do you think that Harvey Barnes currently is regretting not picking Scotland?
No, because the World Cup squad's not been named yet.
I know, but if he's not been picked for these friendlies, barring a major injury crisis at England, I don't think he gets in to their squad for the World Cup. What do you think?
Same here, but at the same time, you never say never until...
Well, you never know.
Until the squad's named.
Aye, but as I said, I agree with you in terms of if once the England squad's named, whether this is going to happen or no, whether he'll name his squad after England get there, I don't think he will. But if it does come to pass, then you give him a final chance to do what he wants.
The Scotland squad should be named earlier because a lot of our players' seasons will be finished.
That's right.
Probably sooner than maybe a few who might be in European finals who play in England squads.
Aye.
So, I'm not saying that there might be a couple of Scots in there too, but the majority, will be finishing when the Championship and when the SPL season finishes.
Aye,
in the Scottish Cup final, obviously.
Definitely.
But what I would say is never say never when I'm playing for Scotland.
Aye.
But I don't think he should be asked another time after the World Cup. If he doesn't get in the World Cup squad for England and we ask the question, if he says no, it's done.
That's it. That's the thing. Stevie Clarke came out and said that he wasn't annoyed or too bothered at the fact that he'd picked England to go for, but I think secretly he will be. He won't let it known that he'd be pissed off, but I think
let's be honest though, if we've been totally truthful, you'd rather be turning to Harvey Barnes than Finlay Curtis at this point in their career.
Of course.
Now, I'm not saying that
Finlay Curtis because he's not got enough experience. Harvey Barnes.
I'm not saying that in 2030 I wouldn't be happier seeing Finlay Curtis because in 4 years I fully expect that boy to be flying.
He will be.
Whether that's at Rangers or whether it's another club.
I doubt it'll be Rangers. I think it'll be somewhere else.
I don't know. Rangers need to start finding a pathway.
I get that, but there's
Celtic need to start doing it.
I know because there's loads of players left Celtic.
Yeah. And
recently, in recent years, there's been loads of players left. Vata, Kelly.
Yeah, we need to start finding a way to get players playing for our club because there is a real lack of Scots in our teams, and also not just Scots, but fans fans who get it.
Celtic fans, Rangers fans, exactly.
And Finlay Curtis clearly is that, but he's a kid. You know, we need more of them though. We need, like, not saying it needs to be Man United, like that we need to bring 6 or 7 at the same time, but I think every season you should be bringing one new player into your squad from your youth setup.
Not just players that play that are coming through your ranks. I mean, we signed.
Signing one.
We signed like Scott Brown, who wasn't a Celtic man, but he got it when he came to Celtic. Eventually, he got it.
Anyone who plays in Scotland will get what it's all about. You know, whether you're from Edinburgh or Aberdeen,
Fife or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, like, look at the players like Ryan Christie, Ryan Jack. They've come from up north, and they've.
Ryan Christie is a Celtic fan, though.
But so is Ryan. Ryan Jack's apparently a Rangers fan from Aberdeen. But I'm just saying that. I'm just saying from different parts of the country, you come down, you still get it. I mean,
I know.
Look at that big boy. Is it Luke Graham that's at Dundee? I think we're both going to be after him, and but he'll get it instantly.
But the boy Barney Stewart's good as well.
Yeah, I want Rangers to be after him in the summer.
Right. Okay.
Because I'm not saying he's boys level, but there's similarities that he looks like he just has a natural knack of being in that area. And let's be honest, Rangers, we can't buy a goal scorer at the minute. So.
Apparently Celtic can't either. We've not got a goal scorer either.
I mean, I said in the pod on Monday
a striker goal scorer. That's what I mean.
If either Rangers or Celtic win the league, this will be the first time I think either of them have done it without a recognised striker.
I would say so.
Well, Rangers maybe to a lesser extent because they've got a striker, they've just not got good ones.
No, that I can remember. I don't really remember Celtic ever winning a league title in my life.
I mean, not without a striker getting 10 goals.
I know.
I mean,
at least double figures. Yeah, at least double figures.
It doesn't even look like our strikers are going to get to 10 goals. Like they're not even close.
Well, Ian Axel can't get a game.
I know, but I'm just saying, you get ones like Chamiti might get 10 goals against Celtic and Hearts. But
he's not doing it against the kind of wee diddy teams or the less fancy teams.
Like tomorrow against Aberdeen, right? I know we'll do the preview, but that's just as important as scoring against Celtic and scoring against Hearts because you need to beat all the teams. You get the same amount of points for beating Aberdeen as you do Celtic.
I know.
And I sometimes think that foreign players don't quite get that.
Foreign players?
Aye.
No, they don't. Certain players.
Where it's like Chris Boyd was the opposite. He never scored against Celtic, but he scored against everyone else.
Foreign players.
Abundance.
Henrik Larsson got it.
Yeah, other ones have got it. I mean, don't get me wrong.
Laudrup would have got it.
But
I think Jota gets it.
What I would say though is, I would say that I'm not saying he doesn't get what it means to play for Rangers, but I think they're all a bit self-involved now. That they look at the big game that's on the TV. So the big game against Hearts or Celtic, I'll turn up for that.
Oh, of course,
because
you know the reason
because it makes me look good on telly.
Puts them in the shop one day and they can get a move. Exactly. That's the reason they do it.
I know. Right. But it is what it is, isn't it? I suppose. But I think if we move on to, I thought it was a good one to bring up because obviously we're a couple months to the end of the season. There seems to be 5 or 6 names in the running for the Celtic job.
Yeah.
Now, if we go through them, you're the Celtic fan, so I'll let you kind of talk through what you think about them. But I'll throw the names at you and tell me: A, do you like them? B, do you think they would do well for you? Because I think that's a different one.
Yeah. Okay.
So let's start with the outsider for me, Kieran McKenna, because I think if he gets promoted at Ipswich, I think he stays there.
I would say he stays there if he get promoted. Yeah.
Yeah. But if they didn't, and if he was an option, is he somebody you like in terms of Irish background? I don't think that really matters as such.
I would say, regardless of
having a knowledge of the club, though, and having
I would say a knowledge of the club is more than his Irish background.
But also, he seems to be a well thought of coach. I'm not saying he's a good manager yet, but he seems like his coaching stuff on the training pitch seems to be highly regarded.
I would say yes to him. I would take him.
I'm not sure how he would do with the pressures up here, but I do think he's his coaching. The next one I'll bring up is I'll probably bring these two up because I don't think they're going to happen. But Bellamy. For me, again, if Wales go to the World Cup, I don't see Celtic going for a manager who's going to be towards the end of the World Cup, because I don't think you can wait.
There is one or two going to the World Cup that
I know. We'll talk about them. But what about Bellamy specifically? Is he somebody you think? Now, there's no doubt he is a passionate individual. There's no doubt that he liked his time up here.
Yep.
Is he just a wee bit too inexperienced, though?
I would say so. I like Craig, but I love Craig Bellamy. But I mean, he's just.
And also the fact that he's not managed at club football either.
No, he hasn't. This is his first kind of major job, isn't it?
And that for me would worry me in terms of how does he handle the day-to-day? How is he in the transfer market? Things like that. Because when you're international, you're just selecting all the people that are Welsh.
See if it was a few years down the line and he'd left Wales and maybe went somewhere else and done it, and then I'd maybe consider it.
Okay. What about, we'll go with more of the World Cup ones then. So, Roberto Martinez. Because I think this one's trickier because Portugal probably will go far.
They will. Well, we think that. You never know.
But you are talking about...
Remember France and the World Cup in 2002?
Yeah, but you're probably talking about July before you would get him. But you do have the Maloney connection.
Yep.
So Maloney could do what he needs in the meantime.
Before he comes in. Yeah.
But is he somebody you like? Because to me, and I'm going to be totally honest, I think he'd be all wrong for you. In terms of, I don't think his style's attacking enough. I don't think he has a particularly great winning mentality. That would be my worry.
I like the guy. I think he's done
well.
like
him too. I like him too. I mean, I'm a bit of an Everton man, but that was too big for him.
I know, but
this is a level up from that.
I would say Celtic are, I mean, no disrespect to Everton. But I think Celtic are a bigger club than Everton. No disrespect to Everton supporters if you're listening or watching.
But it's a level up in terms of the pressure and the
mentality.
The league.
No, your league, but the team, the club
just
itself.
the pressure and mentality.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure about him. I think... I'm not saying it would go all Nancy-like, but
no,
I'm not sure.
I wouldn't say no to that. I wouldn't say no to that if it happens.
Right, what about Steve Clarke? Because it is the elephant in the room. Because I think he brought up that contract situation knowing fine well that he intends to leave after the World Cup.
I think he does intend to
go
leave
back to club management.
Yep.
And let's be honest, there's no bigger club job that he could get. That's all I'm going to say. Because let's be honest, I don't think he's going to the other side of Glasgow.
And there is no secret that he is a Celtic fan. We all know that, right?
It's a bit like David Moyes, right? You know fine well that he ain't coming to Rangers, he'd only go to Celtic.
That's right. So I would
Alex,
take
Rangers, not Celtic. Do you know what I mean?
I would take Stevie Clarke. I would. Because what I like, I mean, there is things I don't like about him. But what I like about him is it's the style I don't like. But what I like about his style, it would work in Europe.
Yeah,
but he would need to be more offensive and more attacking. And
it would work against Rangers too.
Domestic football. It could work against Rangers, but in terms of domestic football, he needs to attack more against the lesser fancied teams. Because
I've got to admit, even if you look at Scotland's campaign, the two games that I've been most disappointed with were Belarus. And that would worry me, even though he did get the results right. He did get the 2 wins, but it was brutal.
Well, I was disappointed with that. Was it the playoff they called it? The game we watched. We won the Greece game. Obviously, we won the first game, but then we completely fell apart in the second game.
I know, but I honestly think that was just one of those nights. I mean, Greece scored at almost every chance they got that night.
Well, every time they attacked.
Look at the next time we played them. It was a pure smash and grab.
That's right.
They dominated and we won 3-1.
I think Greece are like that. I think it'll be each every time we play them, pretty much. So, but I wouldn't rule out Stevie Clarke. I wouldn't say no to that. I'd be quite open to that if it was to happen. Yep.
The last one is obviously Mr. Motherwell manager Jones. This one, to me...
Well, there's one more after him, actually, you've not mentioned.
We're not mentioning Ange. It ain't happening.
No, not him.
All right, okay. Who's the one?
He manages Ferencvaros.
Oh, Robbie Keane. Sorry, I'll come to that one. We'll go to ask you first, though. Because to me, as a Rangers fan, Askew scares me the most.
Right. Okay.
Maybe
the
not.
managers. No, okay.
Maybe not short term, because I think it would take time to get the players acclimatised to how he wants to do it. But to me, it looks like a long term style marriage in terms of attacking football, dominating the football. My worry would be that probably against the whole almost anti-Steve Clark, I'm not sure it would work in Europe.
What, for Askew? For Celtic? Right.
But then if you dominate the football like Motherwell do, it could work in Europe, because if you've got 60-odd% possession, it's very difficult for the other team to score if they don't have the ball.
Yeah, I know.
But to me, he's the outstanding candidate in terms of what would worry me. But at the same time, we don't know if this is just a one-season wonder, or
that's the thing. Yeah.
If it's, is it just because nothing was expected at Motherwell?
That could be a possibility. And then
Whereas
you never know.
If you go to Celtic, it's expected from minute one that you need to play good football. So now he's shown us, he's shown his hand, isn't he? He's shown us what he can do. So if he doesn't do that, like Mowbray, Mowbray showed us what he could do.
He done well at Hibs.
But then when he went to Celtic, it was just all too big.
Yeah.
Or maybe I think with him,
I like the idea of Mowbray as well at the time.
Some of it I think was just really terrible recruitment.
What would you? When was this season? Under
Mowbray. Yeah, I mean guys like Fortuny. I mean, come on, he was an okay Championship, low Premiership type striker, but he's never going to be a 20 goal a season striker.
Yeah,
he never had that killer instinct.
The best signing that Mowbray made was Robbie Keane.
Well, I suppose we'll bring on. What do you think, Askew, though, before we go on to Keane? Would he be high on your list, or are you more unsure?
I would say yes, but my worry would be the way that he started at Motherwell. It was lots of draws, and you would never get that at Celtic. The time he's had at Motherwell, you would never get that at Celtic.
Well, let's be honest.
It's been proven with Nancy, obviously.
We've seen that with Russell Martin, because their records were almost identical.
That's right.
When Russell Martin got sacked.
But the difference is Rangers.
The difference is they were playing well.
Kettle of fish.
Yeah, but also you could see what Motherwell was trying to do. I couldn't see what Rangers were trying to do. Like, it wasn't like it was if this, I was like, what the fuck's he doing? Whereas when I was watching Motherwell, I was like, I know what he's doing.
Right.
I could see it all from minute one. Even at that first game against Rangers, I could see that team knew what they were going to do.
And even though we weren't winning under Ange, I could still see what Ange was trying to do.
Very similar. The results didn't really match, but you could see that there was something there.
I suppose you're right. The Motherwell style, even though they weren't winning, was good and looked good, even though they weren't getting the wins at the beginning.
You've got better players to put into that style. And Celtic players are better, don't we? Not all of them.
They disrespect Motherwell, but Celtic have got better players to have.
But let's be honest, look how he's made players like Stephen O'Donnell look. So if you take it like, if you say Ralston's better than O'Donnell, right? If he can make O'Donnell look like a footballer, then he might be able to make Ralston look like one too.
Personally, I think Ralston will be away in the summer.
I think whenever a new manager comes in, though, it's a blank canvas, isn't it, for everyone?
It's a clean slate. I get that. I just think Ralston's been there long enough now, and I think.
But players like Donovan might completely, thrive under this type of manager.
Me currently, I would be preferring Donovan over Ralston.
So the last manager we'll speak about is Robbie Keane, because it's a difficult one, because take away the loan spell of a football, his manager, Stevie, is still quite inexperienced, but it is showing winning early, and that's a good thing.
He's done really well wherever he's been, and the whole thing about I know I get this with the Celtic supporters with the whole Israel thing. He went to manage in Israel. That isn't a problem for me, to be honest.
He's 11.
I know exactly. I know. I get that.
And he's went to Hungary and he's done well there. My only thing about him is that if Tottenham come calling, he leaves instantly. That's the problem. Is you don't want a manager that uses Celtic as a stepping stone.
But
And
every manager does. Every manager
no, but
does.
to me, if you look at
Unfortunately.
that list, a Martinez or a Clark won't, because I think they've done it.
No, I get that. I
Whereas
understand. Probably managers will get it.
Askew, Keane, and Bellamy would jump at the first offer.
Do you think Kieran McKenna would use it as a stepping stone?
Yes, I do.
As well, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Well, for a certain level, maybe not for a low Premiership, because he's done that when he was with Ipswich.
He wouldn't get back to a team.
But if Man United come calling, then absolutely. But if Man United come calling, any manager goes.
Of course. I would go if Man United came.
Exactly. So, I think it'll be interesting. But if we move on to obviously the weekend preview predictions. So let's start with Saturday's games. Falkirk's at Murn. I'll let you go first.
I'm actually going to say that Falkirk will win this one. Basically, based on the fact that
no manager,
they've got no manager and Robinson's not there now. If Robinson was there, then I would maybe have favoured St Mirren. But the fact that he's not there, I heavily favour Falkirk for that one. I think Falkirk will win 2-0.
Yeah, I think Falkirk will get the result that they need to guarantee top six. So I think they need one more point.
I think they'll get 2-0, a 2-0 win. I think they'll win.
I'm going to go closer. I'm going to go 2-1, but I think they'll do enough to get the top six guaranteed and put pressure on Hibs because they're only 5 behind them. So next game would be Kilmarnock Livingston. That's a belter, isn't it?
Aye, that's a bottom of the table clash if ever there was one.
See, if it was at Livingston, right, I'd be saying a draw. Almost guaranteed. But Kelly's home form has been really good. And
it's not just that. Kelly obviously beat Hearts last week, so they'll be up. Their tails will be up.
But they also beat Aberdeen and then got pumped off Falkirk.
I know, I suppose.
But I do think home form. I think Kelly will win. I do. I think Kilmarnock and players like Finlay Curtis getting that call up. If he doesn't have a springy step, I don't know when he would have. I think Kilmarnock will win 2-1. Just because I think, the difference in Bartley's team is, I don't see them getting pumped just because of how well he's set them up.
Yeah.
But I think Kelly will have just too much.
Right. I think I agree with you. I think they'll win 2-1 as well. And I also think, for me, Livingston are down. They're not coming up for the bottom of the league.
If they win tomorrow, they're not down though.
No, I get that. But fair enough. But if they lose tomorrow, that's it for me. They're down.
Yep. Motherwell Hibs. I think this will be quite straightforward. Motherwell have lost 2 in a row. I don't think they're losing 3 in a row.
All right.
I think they will. I don't think they'll spank Hibs because I think Hibs have got good players too. But I think it'll be 3-1 to Motherwell. I think they'll have too much in the fort. They keep the ball off you, and I think up until that red card last week, I thought they were really comfortable on the ball, and I just don't think Hibs have the players that Celtic have that could hurt Motherwell.
I still think Hibs are okay though.
I know, but I think there's levels though to this. And
I know.
Right now, I think Motherwell just look levels above anything below them. I'm not saying they're quite as good as the top 3, but I think there's a big gap between Motherwell and the rest.
I wouldn't be surprised if it was a draw, but I think that Motherwell will probably shade it 2-1.
Yeah, I'm going 3. But Hearts Dundee's a tricky one because obviously every time Hearts have dropped points, you have to be fair to them. They've bounced back with a win.
Aye.
But Dundee must be bouncing after their 90-odd minute performance. The performance after the 90th minute.
Getting the 2 late goals, yeah.
I really don't know with this one. I'm kind of torn between 1-0 Hearts and 1 each. Because I know that Shankland and Devlin are back. Don't know if they're back to start, but I think they might be on the bench.
Right. I thought Shankland was out for the rest of the season. I didn't know he was going to be back.
He's back. So I think I'm going to go one each. I think they've got away with quite a few 1-0s, and I think it might. I could see Dundee scoring late again and getting an equaliser. But I don't see Hearts losing.
No,
but I do think that Dundee are good enough to get a point.
I'm going to agree with you. I think it'll be 1-1 as well. I think it'll be one each. Yeah.
Right. Saturday night game. Or Saturday night. I don't mind it. 5:45 is all right. I don't like it when it's 8 o'clock.
Is this the Aberdeen's Rangers game?
Yep.
Right.
And for me, this one's a tricky one as well, because I think if Peter Leaven was still in charge, I would probably be telling you right now 3-0 Rangers. Quite comfortable, right?
Is that because of Peter Leaven's allegiances, or is that...
No, just because he wasn't getting a tune at them. It's as simple as that. I don't think he's a bad coach. I think he might go into good things, maybe in the Championship or League One, and then move himself up. But Stephen Robinson's a different... I think he's more cagey. I think he'll set his team up not to lose.
Aye.
I do think they will lose.
He'll do a St Mirren, but
I do think they will lose, but I actually now think it'll just be 1-0 Rangers. I think it's going to be quite similar to last week against... maybe... I think it'll be... Rangers will have a lot more of the ball and a lot more chances, because Aberdeen at Ibrox are not going to come out and attack. They're going to set up in a low block. They're going to try to stop us. They're going to try to frustrate us. But I actually think we'll find a set-piece goal. I don't think it'll be pretty. But I almost think this is more down to who we're playing, that I think we will break through, because every time that Aberdeen get put under a great deal of pressure, they've caved. I mean, you look at it against Celtic, they had their moments in that game, but when push came to shove, they lost a set-piece goal to use. So, and use are, no disrespect, one of the worst teams in the league, statistically, for set-pieces, whereas Rangers are one of the stronger. Mm-hmm. And if you look at the 2 games Rangers have played against them...
We don't have a set-piece coach.
The 2 games we played against them, though, 3 of the goals have came for set-pieces. Mm-hmm. No, in fact, all 4 of them, technically, because the 4th was a penalty. So we've scored 4 goals against them this season from set-pieces.
Right.
I predict it will be
penalties. Penalties kind of what you get every game anyway, pretty much.
No,
you get
we don't
every game.
We've not had them this year. So
you used to.
I think it'll be 1-0 Rangers. I don't think that Aberdeen are capable. I do think Rangers can draw games. I've got no doubts about that. But I think Rangers draws are more likely to come away from Ibrox, like maybe against Falkirk in a few weeks. But I think at home, Rangers will do what they did before Christmas, and they'll grind out wins. Well, not pretty though. But that's what we need to do to stay in it. Yeah. So,
what I'll say is, I think Rangers probably will win, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was a draw.
I just can't see it at Ibrox, just because
I know it's at Ibrox.
It's just terrible.
I know. But with Stephen Robinson, you never know.
Yeah, the new manager bounce gives it a wee bit more, but for me, that only changes it from 3-0 to 1-0.
I'd say the kick-off time as well. We've been later than normal. I don't know if that's a factor, but you just don't know.
But if Hearts draw, for instance, imagine that atmosphere. It'll be bouncing.
Well, I know.
Because you'll be sitting there going, wait, now we can...
And then we've got to wait till Sunday to replay.
We could cut... What if Hearts lost? If Hearts lost, then Rangers would be in a position at kick-off to go top of the league. Now, albeit 24 hours potentially. But I think that, the atmosphere at the ground could be very... it could be dependent on that Hearts result.
Well, what I'm going to ask is...
But I do think Rangers will win.
Have Hearts lost 2 games in a row this season? Back to back?
No, they haven't.
Right. Well, what I'm going to say is, see if Hearts do lose this weekend. Personally, I think that will be it. I think it'll be Celtic and Rangers League to win after that.
Could be, because if they lose 2 and then their next 2 games are away to Livingston and then Motherwell, they're not the best fixtures.
And then you've got the split coming up where they've got to go to Celtic Park and they've got to play Rangers as well.
Yeah, and let's be honest, I'm actually more comfortable going to Tynecastle than I am at Ibrox against them, because
their record is Tynecastle against them after the split.
I'm massively comfortable with that.
Right.
Going to Celtic Park's a different issue, because I'd rather play you at home. But with Hearts, I can't remember a season going by where we don't win at least once at Tynecastle. we always seem to have.
We were the same. We always used to win at Tynecastle as well.
You haven't this year, obviously.
But this is a
different
freak
team, though.
I'd say this is a freak season. No, this is a freak season.
Everything's been a bit freakish from top to bottom.
I don't think this will happen again.
I mean, and let's be honest, even you look at the bottom. I mean, Livingston have won one game this year. When's that ever happened at the bottom of the league? But yet, exactly. Livingston, I think, have 12 draws.
Yep.
I mean, 12 draws. Mm-hmm. If they could have just turned a few of those into wins, they'd be right on about it.
Aye.
But that's not the point. Rangers 1-0, and I think you probably think quite similar.
As I said, I think they'll probably win, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was a draw, given the Stephen Robinson factor.
Let's be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if any Rangers, Celtic or Hearts drew any game in this running, because it is
that
so
kind of season.
Tense. Aye, but I do think that Rangers and Celtic will win this weekend, especially if Hearts don't.
Aye, well, there is that extra.
Which brings me on to Sunday. I think Celtic win. I don't think it'll be comfortable, because I don't think any game at Tannadice is comfortable.
No, it's not.
I think Celtic will win 2-1, maybe 2-0.
Right.
2-1 I'll go, because I don't fancy he's ever to keep a clean sheet, to be honest.
I know I'm the same. I would love to keep a clean sheet, but
I just don't see it though. I think everyone, he's all, and let's be honest, Dundee United are big, rugged, and you wouldn't be surprised if he scored for a set piece.
That's right.
But I can't see them cutting his open or anything. I think Celtic will win 2-1, and I don't think it'll be like a 98th minute winner, and I think it'll be a comfortable 2-1. If you get what I mean.
Yeah, I would love to keep a clean sheet, but given the way we concede goals and stuff like that, I think we'll win, but I think it'll be 3-1 to Celtic rather than 2-1.
I think the one that I'm not pinning my hopes on, but the one that I think Celtic can drop points in is Dundee after the internationals. I just think Dundee are a better football team than Dundee United.
At Dens Park?
Aye. I think that's the one that I look at. I mean, you'll probably be the same. You'll look at Falkirk, you'll be like, oh, that's one that Rangers could draw in. You always do the same. And for me, that one, I think I look at Celtic and I go, Dundee are a decent team. Even at Celtic Park in that cup game, they were, a minute or so for beating you. The league game where I think you beat them 1-0 Maeda, they were right in that game.
I know that
they beat you 2-0 under. They beat you 2-0 under Rodgers, but I don't know. I just think sometimes, just like Rangers with Dundee United and Falkirk, sometimes teams are just your bogey team, and I think Dundee are yours.
Well, Hibs were our bogey team for a while back, but not now, obviously.
I just think stylistically Dundee are yours, and stylistically Falkirk are ours. There's just something that we can't quite. And I look at Falkirk and I go, how can we not pump them? They're a team of midgets. We should be scoring like 8 set-piece goals against them, but we haven't even looked like scoring against them.
Mm-hmm.
But that's for a few weeks. But it will take us up to the international break. And what's your thoughts then? We come on Monday, obviously, and we'll review, and then we'll do a couple of Scotland previews. Are we just going to leave it till the following, till we're back?
We could do, if you want. And then that way we can talk about both games.
Yeah. Because obviously, if there were big games like qualifiers, or I'm more up for it, but friendlies.
Just a couple of friendlies.
I'll watch them. I'll watch them to see them in their new pink top.
Oh, no, it's honking that. That's horrible.
See, I like it. I like the thistle on it. Like the thistle's really nice.
I prefer the home jerseys. I don't like that away one. I like it. See if it was a white top or a yellow one. Fair enough. But see this pink, orangey.
I don't mind it.
No.
I think it's decent. I wouldn't want a pink one every year. But I think the last one was 99?
Something like that.
Was that
the one we beat England when Hutchison scored?
It was the one we beat Germany.
Right.
It was Germany. Hutchison scored.
Right.
It was in that top.
I'm thinking of the white top. Germany were on the white top.
It was 1-0 Hutchison over in Germany, and I think if it's every 25 years that we bring out a pinky salmon top, I'm all right with
that. Well, fair enough.
So if we wait till 2050, we'll get another one. If we're still alive.
The pensioners then.
Oh, aye. We'll be on our pink tops till we're too old for that shit. We won't be on pink tops in the pub.
No.
All the wee new generation of Neds will be with us.
I know.
But no, we'll leave it there, and we'll see what the weekend brings. Obviously, as Rangers and Celtic fans, I think it's 8 cup finals. You just need to keep winning each game, and tick them off.
And I know we've been playing for months now and without any international breaks, but see when an international break comes, I hate it. You just want to keep going.
But I'm actually okay with this one because after it, you've just got 7 league games, and it's just it's like
it's the marathon.
It's
a sprint. It's actually a sprint.
It's a sprint finish, and you've got the 2 games, and then you've obviously got the cup break. And I think Rangers will be looking to do a bit of warm weather training before the split, but I'm not sure about that. I think we could just do it in Glasgow. No, I think it's Spain or Portugal, but I'm not sure about that. I think see if it was a longer break, but see, it's just 1 game in it. The Celtic in a cup match, just train here.
I know.
Or even see if you want to get them away.
Celtic on the away playing in a tournament or anything. It's just 1 game.
Yeah. Why don't they take them down to like Jersey or something? It'd probably be a bit warmer, but maybe just go for a night out and sort of a wee group team, but no hills, no Loch Lomond push.
No, I was going to say, did Russell Martin go to Loch Lomond and all that?
No. Well, it didn't work, did it? So, although after that we brought Fernandez into the team and he scored goals, so maybe we'll unearth another gem. Highly doubt that, but no, we'll leave it there and we'll see what the weekend brings. But we'll come back on Monday. We'll do another live one.
Yep,
we'll see where we're at.
Yep,
cool.
And as I said at the beginning, thanks for watching and all that. And as I said, please hit like, subscribe, get the channel growing, get the subscriber count up. We want to keep growing as a channel, and we hope you can do it. It's absolutely free, so hit it, and we'll see you all in the next video.
Yep.
Right. Cheers.
Right. Bye.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.